By Danny Schiff, you're here coming from Pittsburgh. What is your main message to the youths as part of this special initiative of March of the Living?
There are two main messages. The first message is that in Pittsburgh, not only was there a horrible, terrible disaster, a catastrophic attack upon the Jewish community, but they ought to be aware that we had tremendous allies at the same time, that people in the city of Pittsburgh, Muslims, Christians, regular individuals gave money, supported us, and came to our aid. So while on the one hand, there is a clear rise in anti-Semitism across the United States, on the other hand, it's also true to say that there is also in the same breath a rise in those who will support Jews and will come to our aid. So it's not the same simple narrative that we used to have about anti-Semitism, that the whole world hates us and is against us, and we have to take that into account. The second piece, which I think is tremendously important for young people, is that the greatest victory that we can hand to anti-Semites is that Jews would disappear or that Judaism would disappear. So if we are to really frustrate the anti-Semites in our midst, it must be by dedicating ourselves anew to a strong commitment to keeping Judaism alive. And that can happen in many different forms, but it has to happen through the commitment of each individual to really trying to take their Jewish life a step further and develop it in a more rich way.
And another thing you're emphasizing today is that what happened in Pittsburgh and what happened in San Diego is anti-Semitism is a continuation of what happened here in Poland.
There's not the slightest doubt. When the gunman in Pittsburgh rushes into the synagogue shouting, "All Jews must die," that's not simply gun crime. That's an anti-Semitic declaration that he continued to scream even while being taken to the hospital. When the gunman in San Diego said that the Jews are ruining the world, that's an indication that this was an attack not just upon some local institution, not just some gun crime of hate that wanted to somehow express his frustration with immigration policy. It was an attack upon Jews and Judaism and everything that we have stood for and believed in throughout history. It's an attack on every Jew everywhere.